Okay, we're actually live this time. Fucking fuck. Anyway, for those of you who are actually watching now, that's funny.
You're funny.
I need to read this tweet. Time zones are crazy. People in LA are still in 2016. My friends in Australia are in 2017. And some people here in Texas are stuck in 1943.
Oh shit, hang a second. Wow, that scared the living crap out of me. I was hearing your voice twice. I was like, what the hell? I was like,
Because it's live now.
yeah, because actually I thought I did not have the YouTube stream page up. But they say, oh crap, why am I hearing Jay's voice twice? Once is bad enough.
Eat a dick.
No thanks.
You know you want to. Anyway, I see you brought some sparkling.
Yep.
Hang a second. I'm going to go get a beer if you don't mind. I cannot say it's too early for drinking because on your show it's normally too early to drink.
Sean has brought we're going to call it a beverage. It's not alcoholic, I promise.
Sparkling grape.
Sparkling grape.
Quite grape.
Oh, yeah. So 2016 has brought a bunch of perils.
You're 40.
Huh?
It's like 40.
What, that?
Yeah. With the lid and all.
So, what is there to look forward to in 2017? Probably a lot.
Yeah.
Sean, what are you looking forward to in 2017?
No, Armageddon that will bring upon the human race.
Is that what that's going to be?
Yes.
Who's going to kill the human race? What? Who's going to kill what?
Everybody.
Can my death be quick and painless?
Yeah. Yeah, it would be utterly pointless.
Why does my death have to be
They're all
slow?
going to be slow and painful.
Why? Why does mine have to be slow and painful? I don't want that.
Because I got to make you as equal as everybody else. I know that you're black. I know you're not used to that treatment.
I told you, John. Sean even heard the wrong part of that conversation.
Do what?
You came in the wrong part of that.
I came in the wrong part of that conversation.
Let's see. Let's see. It's always a fresh new year.
Yeah.
There'll be that time that Jay will stop bitching about everything because he's a college graduate and has a girlfriend now. So that's looking forward to that.
You're saying I'm bitching about everything.
Have you met yourself? 8 months ago?
Yes, I did meet myself 8 months ago.
How'd that go?
It was, a thing.
Which has gotten a lot better.
Yes.
So you ain't got no reason to complain about it.
I'm well aware.
You got a good girl, you got to graduate. You're graduating.
Yes, it's true.
So you get the whole world.
Ow.
There you go. So you ain't got no reason to bitch no more.
You're right.
Oh.
Why you call me a hoe?
And if you don't mind, I'm actually drinking some beer right now. Some Nacho Father's root beer right now.
Alright, he's gonna get drunk.
It's only one. Oh, right, that is
Sometimes
something.
he's only got one.
Doesn't matter. You don't think he'll get the whole 6-pack by the time we make midnight?
That's
He
true.
still has 22 minutes.
Unless he's chewing that thing, I doubt it.
How
Well,
do
hang
we
a
know?
second. You know that my laptop does have a webcam. Do you really want me to chug this on live on the internet or something?
I dare you.
No.
Yes. I want this to happen.
No. I'd rather not have
I want this to
visual
happen.
evidence of me being a fool.
A little late for that, bud.
video evidence?
You're a little late for that, bud.
They're not seeing me right now, are they?
It doesn't matter.
Apparently, he has seen you.
Hello, jjlunfiltered Con, the numerous times you've been on there?
No. I meant like tonight. I meant tonight. No
Why does it have
visual.
to be specifically tonight?
That is true. I have not been
Come on.
drunk on your show before, have I?
You're cute.
I don't know if I should take that as a compliment or be creeped out by that.
Take it any way you want.
He's taking advantage of you.
No, I'm not.
He's butt touched you.
How the hell did I butt touch him?
I don't know. You tell us. You got the video evidence.
I'm just saying.
Oh God!
I'm
Do you remember
just
that one
saying
time I was remember that time when we were on the show when I was actually on the show physically on the show back in
Yes.
college and I went to O'Bannon's and he thought I was in a porno when I told him that I was on. There's a video of me on the internet.
Mm,
It's like I'd say, oh yeah, there's videos of me on the internet, and I was like, you were in a porno?
Nice.
nice.
I was like, well, he's not paying me for it, so I think I'm getting ripped off then.
Aw, shoot.
Oh well. So. Ah.
I'm trying to find. Where is it?
Can they see the camera feed and not that?
Hmm?
Can they see the camera feed and not the menu?
They're still seeing the camera feed.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Anyway, so I'm going to bring the camera up here. This will make sense very soon. Because up here is where my clock is.
Where your what is? What?
My clock.
His cock is
Ah.
up there.
My clock.
Cock,
Clock.
cock.
Clock. Cock-a-doodle.
Chicago PD, that's what I'm seeing right now.
Yeah.
He's working on it. He's working on
Okay. Got it. That's exactly what I need. Boom. Boom.
it. There's a
What are you doing?
Facebook on our face.
Kidding me?
Oh yeah, did I tell you the time I tried to play League of Legends on this laptop?
Yeah.
Which time?
I think you did. What happened?
Yeah, my frames per second went down to like less than 20.
What are you doing?
Me?
Oh. They're not seeing that.
No.
Like, they still see you and me sitting here. They can't
Good.
see what I'm seeing.
He's got Facebook on our face.
I'm well aware of that. I'm trying to fix it.
Yes, change the camera. Bleh.
Jay is a camera.
I was trying to show the countdown clock to midnight, which clearly can't fucking do.
Yeah, by the time you get it fixed, then like it'll be past midnight.
Go be midnight.
Whatever. Anyway,
Slivers.
so anyway, it's about 16 before midnight.
Hang on a second. What
15
time do you
before
have?
midnight.
What time do you have What time do you have right now?
11:45.
Is that?
I have
I have
11:43.
11:43.
Your computer sucks.
Can you pass me my iPad?
Yeah.
I knew what the fuck it was.
It's in the back. Ow.
Don't hurt yourself.
And you drop it. He stabbed you, but it was less painful than you dropping it. Got it.
Where is my clock?
It's on your face. Hashtag face. Hashtag this.
Really?
Yep. Way.
Anyway, so the Aggies were in the Advocare 100 Texas Bowl.
Yeah, quite disappointing too. Like considering that we were like perfect to start the year, then we crashed and burned.
Again.
But one of my coworkers, who's like an older ag, he said that remember those years when we never won even 6 games. A couple of years ago, we never even won 6 games. So be happy that we're actually getting a bowl game.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, sports update for today, since it's Saturday after all.
Yes.
Liverpool win.
What?
I know you're shocked. I'll give you a couple of minutes to calm down because of that shocking revelation.
Hold on. Oh, shit. Okay, I'm ready.
I did
Kinda
not
had
watch
to-
the game, so that's why they won. I did not watch the game, so they won.
Maybe we should just ban you from ever watching games.
No, I can watch. Yeah, so I didn't watch the A&M game either. So I cannot be 100% on me.
Can we blame Joe?
Maybe you shouldn't watch football.
Blame Joe. Is this what? I thought we already blamed him for the Aggies, though, don't we?
Well, we do. But we're
We
going
need
to
to make
blame
it
him again
official.
anyway.
Hey, there's going to be a hashtag Blame Joe 2017, right?
Duh.
Wait, I thought we blamed Def for 2016.
Well, we do. I mean, it's a given, but I think it's still Joe's fault.
So Joe is to blame for Def.
Yes.
Maybe he is the angel of death.
We need a text. We need a chat. We need to send that to him. We need to send him the link to this and say, by the way, Jay said that we're blaming you for Def.
Yep.
You see his post today? You see his post from an hour ago on Facebook?
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Share with the class.
Well, he was sitting there, he was like, this is my day for the new year, and had a picture of a friggin' pizza.
This is my date for the new year. It's like my bottle of beer.
Look, like, he's always complaining about how he's always single and everything. And we have told him several times, and I'm not just sitting here gossiping because I have told him
Publicly?
I have told him publicly, like, dude, you set your standards here, way up here, which, I mean, there may be a girl that may have that standard, but, I'm not saying lower it to a standard that you shouldn't like, but at the same time, like, give us some leeway,
Fair enough.
Pretty much I just, like I've been saying, I kind of gave, oh shit. Wow. I swear I'm not drunk
Kind of
yet.
gave ooh shit.
I kind of gave up. Like I was about to try to go back to my desk, and I almost tripped. So that's why I was like, oh shit.
Good job there. I'm gonna need you to stop drinking.
I only drank half a bottle. What are you talking about? I'm not drunk yet.
To be fair, I fucked up and I was completely sober.
I have the benefit of being Asian when drinking, so I have an excuse. I shouldn't really say that's a benefit, but I say that's my excuse.
So, Kevin, let me ask you this: do you think Kevin Sumlin should be fired? Like,
he should be fired. We need to have. I think that they should. I don't know how the major procedures usually are, but I would say, is there like a well-known coach that is quitting his team this year, like not on a contract that we can actually get a coach that has a proven track record? If there is, then can we realistically get him? Then if that's the case, then yeah, we probably should find someone and get someone else, because it's been like, how many years? It's been like 4 or 5 years, I think, or 3 years.
I think we're at 5.
Yeah, I think he's regressed mainly because he doesn't have football. He doesn't. We just. I think that it affects the recruiting, because if we're not going to win, we're not going to get the big name people to come play for us if we're not going to win.
Well,
So what they're going to.
They got the #1 running back in all the state of Texas.
Who? In a bit?
He starts next year.
Really?
Yep, Bremon's own. They just won their state championship after winning last year's state championship.
repeat.
And the year before that, and now him and a big player over in not Bremont. The guy we're getting from Bremont. The other one I forget where he's from.
Was he in the Brazos Valley?
Yeah, he's from here. Brenham.
Brenham.
I
Okay.
think Brenham.
Hey, did you see the football game, the bowl game? Did you see it?
What, the Texas Bowl?
Yeah. Did you see it?
No.
Apparently, according to Texas, they said that our offensive coordinator should have been like running the ball more, but he just kept not. We were running it pretty well, but then he changed it up. So that affected the whole out. That started change the momentum of the game. That's when Kansas State started to win, get more, get the advantage. Is that we stopped running the ball.
Fair enough. Yeah,
So the problem is we have the more running back. However, we're not going to run him. He's kind of useless.
Yeah, I'd say get rid of the staff members, because Kevin Sumlin's recruiting good. So.
Well, I think that we need to defend. I think that we needed to recruit more on the defensive side. Give Coach
We do
James.
need, the defense is like.
Yeah, and that's.
Apparently, according to people, they said Texas high school football is just embarrassingly bad compared to the rest of the nation.
Right.
At least on the defensive side, they're horrible. Like in Texas, they all focus on the air raid, offensive passing.
Right.
So they rely more on quicker defensive backs rather than heavy, front line to prevent the run and do the pass, prevent the run, which is needed in the SEC. So we probably need to go out of state for defensive recruiting.
Well, Alabama would be your first choice.
Yeah, because they get apparently their third string will probably be the first string of many other teams.
Right.
Yeah, that's why they said if they keep winning every single year, it's not really fun to watch them because fun to watch a team get curb stomped by Alabama. But in important news, Liverpool wins. They're in second place.
Yeah.
Awkward silence because no one
Oh,
can see.
Jane's looking at apps. He's paying attention.
I was listening.
No one listens to me.
I was just, I was letting y'all talk. Because, I don't really pay attention to football as much as most people.
Your mama pays
How about
attention.
No, she doesn't.
how about football? Like football.
Football?
Football.
No, I don't pay attention to football.
Football.
That's why we have you, Kevin.
Yeah, even though they just call it football because it's not a Spanish-speaking country.
You're
You think-
a Spanish-speaking country.
Good. It's gonna be the end of the new year. Are you gonna stop? Are you gonna quit offending me in the new year? Trigger.
I don't know why you would think I would just stop doing that.
Because you have a soul.
Aren't you cute?
You do.
Okay, let's see how. Am I hearing myself in the background there?
Well,
I'm going crazy. I'm going crazy.
Well, I could have told you that one.
Oh yeah. Shut up.
I'm just saying, man.
On the spirit of 2016.
What's that?
What would you say was the best movie you saw this year?
Best movie I saw this year? I would say. Did I see Deadpool this year?
You did.
Yes.
It was 2016.
I would say Deadpool.
Right.
By the way, the
Doctor Strange is a
Citizens,
close second, but I like Deadpool.
Cinema Sins did a everything wrong with video on Deadpool. They released it last week.
I thought they were going to do that one, but fair enough. I saw that on there and just hadn't had a chance to watch it.
It was pretty.
4.5 minutes, FYI.
Year 4.
Whoa.
That's what I saw was Civil War. I haven't had a show.
Did I see that one? I don't think I saw
Because I didn't see it on Blu-ray. Then it came on Netflix like a bitch. Bought that movie for nothing. Sorry, that's what happened. When Netflix makes it go away, I'll slow down.
that. Exactly.
I'm gonna go get cups. They're gonna pee on your face. And then we're gonna celebrate the new year by me peeing on your face again.
Why are you gonna pee on my face?
Wait,
Because if I don't, who's
wow,
gonna
that
pee?
got that. This
No one, and I'll be glad that they didn't. Anyway, we got a lot of stuff planned for you in 2017. Dot Game is making a big resurgence because I have way too much time on my hands. Not really, but on days when I'm off, I'm probably going to do a lot more Dot Game because I can.
And
doing
also, I need to what the fuck was that? Did you just punch the
that
microphone?
was Sean punching the door
Knocking.
or the window.
Well, I need to I would join you once I actually rebuild my computer.
So this person who hurt SNL.
I heard SNL, not Lester Holt.
Don't hurt my girl over there. And I won't hurt your girl.
Why are you so speaking with his British
Which
accent?
one?
The redhead Vanessa.
Vanessa.
Right here.
Oh. I thought she was a.
That's you.
No, I thought she was a lesbian.
That's the blonde under her.
Oh.
She's gay.
Okay.
Not all gay people look the same shit.
I'm just asking. I didn't know which one was which.
Let's hope 2017 brings less discriminatory towards gays from Jay.
I'm not discriminatory against gays, people. I like gays. I happen to know many gay friends.
Are you gay?
I am not gay.
You're not happy?
I'm gonna kill you. No, I'm not gonna continue this argument. because I'm going to continue to dig myself a deeper rabbit hole that I won't be able to dig out of.
Too late there.
Yeah,
Too
I
late.
know.
That was
All
like
right,
5.
we are less than 2 minutes out. So, 2017, I got a message for you. Listen very carefully. We have just put 2016 through a flaming table with barbed wire, nails, broken glass light tubes, and everything else sharp we could find. This is a warning to you, 2017. If you fuck up, we will put you through the same thing this time next year. Do I make myself clear? You don't have to answer that, but I hope you're clear on that. FYI. And the clock
Wow.
winds down.
Wow.
60 seconds remaining. Yes. For everything that we have done in the past year, things have been crazy. I can tell you that. It has been insane. We have gone through one hell of a ride, both on this show, off camera, and our own work lives. You and I both know that. Be it drama, be it the good stuff, the bad stuff, and everything in between. We have a new president. We have a lot of stuff. But 2017 is a new year and it's going to be something different. I can tell you that. Things will change.
10,
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Happy!
Welcome, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. Good Sunday morning to you. It is New Year's Day, January 1st, 2017, here in our central time zone and in the eastern time zone, which is 1 a.m. over there. Happy New Year, ladies and gentlemen. It has been a crazy 2016. So there's some stuff to look forward to in 2017. I'm going to fire up the Pixel guys again to bring out the CES coverage of 2017. I'm not sure, honestly, what we're going to expect from the Consumer Electronics Show this year.
Floppy dicks.
Floppy dicks?
Yeah. Big old floppy dicks. You never know.
That's true. You're right.
How far can you really go with your beers before you hit big old floppy dicks?
I mean, you're right. But aren't floppy dicks like kind of included in there?
No. Beers have no genitalia.
Why do computers need genitalia?
I don't know. Why do
What
beers need
What?
genitalia?
What?
Gabe?
What? I want to know where you got that part of the conversation. I got on that part.
You're drunk. It's okay. Keep going.
You're the one
I'm
who
not
told
drunk.
me that the dicks are included, so tell me why computers need genitalia.
I don't know. It's what porn is, right?
No, porn is a videotape of two people having sex.
That
And pornograph.
or masturbating. A single person can masturbate. Whether it makes sense or not is a different story. But
Wait, what?
Let's talk about his masturbation on likes. 2017, Jay's already cranking one out.
no, I'm not. Thank you very much.
Kevin? How does Kevin know? He can't see you.
Not doing anything. My hands are clean. Thank you.
Using the table. Dirty bastard.
Okay. I think there would have been a lot more vibration coming from me if that would happen.
Or you mastered the art of being subtle.
There you go.
Yeah, right. So in 19 days, a person that we call Donald Trump will be elected into the President of the United States of America.
It's gonna be worse.
He's already elected.
Why did I say elected?
He's been elected twice now.
Wait, you say what? What did he say?
He said he'd be elected into office in 19 days. But he'd be sworn in at his inauguration. He's already been elected twice.
Yeah, I can't think today. Clearly.
Your brain is still in 2016 mode, so it
Yeah.
does not process the. You need to upgrade your CPU.
Yeah, I do. But
What are you doing? Upgrading the CPU.
how about you don't do that?
I want to know what he was doing.
Nah.
Out of the back of his head.
Why?
We just said so. You just said why. But you had to ask, you need that upgrade.
No, I don't want that upgrade. I don't want an upgrade at all.
Once an upgrade.
No one quote unquote wants an upgrade, is that what you're saying?
The upgrade.
But anyway, it is 2017 and a lot of things in 2016 hopefully won't carry over, including the fact that I don't want any more celebrity deaths, because if they get to Dan Rather, I'm gonna fucking stab 2017 no matter what day it is.
I hope you have a good family history.
I hope so. So, of course, we missed the true 2017 countdown over in New York City.
New York City.
They ain't on New York City. Mm-hmm. I said in a country club.
That's not what that's about. Have you ever watched television? You know, like Jay.
Yes. I've seen that freaking commercial that you're referring to 1,000 times. Like 1,000 times.
Every time anybody says New York City.
But yeah, so
Yeah, get the fuck out of there.
yeah, no, like they just said fuck that shit.
I love rain.
Like it looks like right at 1 a.m. It's only been an hour since they since they actually celebrated out there, but man, they're just like fuck gone. What I do love is the fact that they sponsor it by New Year Fit or Planet Fitness.
Cause you gotta go. Everyone's gonna be going to Planet Fitness tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Like I have a black card over there at Planet Fitness.
You gotta be black.
I'm not the one who made it. Now, a lot of people's New Year's resolutions are they're going to lose weight and they'll probably drop it off. I'm actually going to stick to said resolution because, yeah.
Alright. So how much do you currently weigh?
I have no idea right now.
Alright, well, weigh yourself next week. If you, 365 days, if you are not under that current weight, I'm going to get a chain. I'm going to beat you on the ass till you bleed.
Why?
To motivate you.
That's some fucked up motivation there.
Well, are you going to lose weight or are you going to take an ass beating from a chain?
I'd rather not take an ass beating from a chain.
Then lose some weight.
Wait.
Will.
There you go. See, you're motivated
what?
now. If Jay doesn't lose weight in 365 days to be under his current weight now, I'm going to beat his ass with a chain until it bleeds. That way he has proper motivation to lose weight. Am I right, Jay?
Yes.
Good. Hashtag bling.
Hashtag bling.
Yeah, bling bling. That's on my phone. I'm not sending it.
Really?
Yep.
I don't know if that's like confetti or snow that I'm seeing on this camera, but
Let's get better.
it is cool. I can see different little. I think one of these has to be or not the Eiffel Tower, Empire State Building.
Eiffel Tower,
Shout out.
huh? Eiffel Tower? No, wait, that's the Empire State Building. How the hell? What the hell?
Well, I'm looking at Midtown Manhattan right now.
The Eiffel Tower's in Manhattan. Okay.
I'm not saying that, asshole. Why do we have him on the show?
He's yours.
Because no one else would actually join your show then.
I'm just saying, man. Anyway,
Don't be gay, Jay.
I'm not being
I think the
gay.
beer is starting to hit me now.
So I noticed. But so there are a lot of things, and I said this on a few episodes back, that Donald Trump has said he's going to do when he becomes president, and I think he's backtracked on several of them.
A lot of them, actually, a lot.
Well,
I think he's starting to. A lot of people were. I think that according to even tech sites were saying he backstopped. I think that he was like that was the whole thread. Every single time he backtracked on one thing he promised that he was going to do, that nope, I'm going to do something different. It's like, well,
he always does this, like.
Trump.
And I get it, yeah, he's a politician and whatever, but at the same time, we're talking about the same Donald Trump that says he's gonna sue like everyone under the sun and doesn't really sue many people.
Well, he is a businessman, so yeah, they do that, but don't they?
They threatened. Okay, he threatened to sue Rosie O'Donnell and never went through.
What did she do?
She was a fat ass. Let's call it what it is.
Well, they hated each other. She was rude to him. He was rude to her.
They were being rude to each other, so whiny baby little Trump wants to sue him, sue Rosie O'Donnell. And I'm just like, that makes no fucking sense whatsoever. Like, you know, grow a pair, quit whining about stuff like that, and move along. You're a fucking billionaire who shouldn't even be worried about shit like that. And when anyone makes fun of him, he's like, oh, well, y'all shouldn't make fun of me, and all this stuff. And I'm just like, to me, and I know I have tons of Republican friends that will say, that will give me one proof or another otherwise that my point is invalid. Fine, whatever. But understand where I'm coming from in the fact that he has a proven track record of doing the same shit over and over again.
Right.
Like, he gets insulted or he gets made fun of on Saturday Night Live, and he's like, oh, well, that's not cool. And yet Saturday Night Live has made fun of literally everyone under the sun,
Yeah.
and he's the only one that wants to bitch about it.
No, that's not actually.
I'm surprised that he hasn't said anything about South Park yet. Then, because I'm pretty sure South Park has been ripping on him, hasn't he?
Yeah, the reason he was bitch about Saturday Night Live is because they did it while he was there. They did it after he left, especially around the grab the pussy incident.
Well, it's not their fault that he said that.
True.
And
they never apologized for any of it.
And the thing is, someone's gonna bring up the fact of, oh well, he was recorded in a private conversation. I'm just like, no. I don't agree with that argument, and I'll tell you why I don't agree with that argument. For the simple fact that he knew that he was going to do a shoot for Access Hollywood or whatever.
Right.
He knew that that was going to happen. He knew that there were cameras that were going to be there, whether they were recording or not.
Right.
It doesn't matter. You are sitting in an area where production crews have to do are testing their recordings. They're making sure stuff works. You know, we do it all the time. Like, we make sure we check our stuff, we make sure everything works. You know, we make sure to get back footage, front footage, time after, whatever. We do several takes sometimes.
Right.
Like, all this shit happens, and you know, I honestly do not care that he was recorded, quote unquote, privately. I don't care. Like, you know that you have you're gonna be near a live microphone, whether it's, I don't give a shit if it's sitting on your fucking suit, sitting here like this blue microphone, or sitting with a gaffer's mic pointing down on him. You know, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Like, if you wouldn't say this to a person, you know, and I put it to people like this. If you wouldn't say this, you know, at a bar, in the car,
Right.
somewhere you know for a fact you're never going to be recorded,
Right.
why say it when you know there's a good chance that someone's going to record you?
I'm pretty sure that's what he does when he is in private. 'Cause he.
Yeah, and
Hey Jay, by the way,
yeah.
if I ever decide to run for president, delete your videos.
No.
Oh
Someone else
God, you
will
can.
find them. You know that, right?
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
Nobody ever watches your show,
To
so.
counteract that, you always have to embrace it. You have to turn into the disaster, not turn away. Because when you turn away is when it goes wrong.
Yeah. And here's my thing about it. Let's say theoretically I run for president. Let's say I want to become the president or the mayor or governor or whatever. Say I want to run for public office.
Right.
You know, they're going to go back and look through all the coverage I've done here sitting on this show. I don't care. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, well, I did that because it was fun. No. I'm going to sit there and say that was my stuff that I did in the past that I've done because I enjoy doing it. I don't give a shit what y'all think. That was me then, you know.
Right.
And I'm not going to sit there and say that I'm a perfect person. But I'm also not going to sit there and just say, oh, this never happened, because it did, and I'm not going to lie about it. You know?
Well, that's what Donald Trump did when they came out and grabbed people by the pussy.
Well, yeah, and he is a horrible, horrible liar. It's like, and I keep sitting here thinking, what is it going to take? What lie is it going to be? Or what crazy comment is he going to say? Whether he was on the presidential, you know, whether he was on the campaign trail, whether he was a celebrity, who cares?
Mm-hmm.
What is it going to take for people to sit there and realize, oh shit, what the fuck did we just vote in? You know, what is it going to take for people who are conservatives or whatever? I don't care. What is it going to take for them to say, you know what? We
fucked up.
made a bad idea, made a bad choice. This was a bad idea. We don't want him here again in 2020.
Right.
Like, we don't want
Well-
him elected again in 2020.
He does know what buttons to push to make, you know, people like him, sort of, to at least vote for
Yes,
him.
and here's the thing. He knows what buttons to push to make people like him just as much as he knows what buttons to push to piss people off. Now, whether he wants to actually push those buttons or not is a different story, but I can guarantee
And hopefully those
you...
buttons.
Huh?
Hopefully that button is not the nuclear launch button.
Yeah.
Right? And I want people to understand that I'm not saying I hope Donald Trump sits there and Donald Trump leaves the presidency, gets impeached or whatever. I don't care. He was voted in, verified
I would say
twice.
the vice president is worse than him.
Sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. But at the same time, it's just like I'm not gonna sit there and say that he shouldn't have been voted in. What I am saying, and I said this before in a rant before, and I'll be very clear, like, I don't want, whatever he does, from now until he leaves the White House,
Right.
whatever he does, he has to own up to it. Period.
Sure.
Well, blame Obama.
I don't care if he says it, at a speech, in his State of the Union, in a law that he signs, or whatever tweet he decides to go out and use, and whatever. I don't care what media site or what way he expresses himself. But whenever he expresses himself, he has to understand that the world is watching. Like, it was different before because he was just a celebrity, a billionaire, a businessman, an entrepreneur. But now he is running the free world. He is running the biggest office in the country, and
the world.
Countries are watching him to make sure that he isn't doing something stupid here. Because if he does it here, he's going to affect a lot more people than just us.
Well, he'll hit him where the only place that will ever truly make sense to him. Like, he'll learn quickly that he now affects the world economy, which affects his U.S. economy, which affects the value of the paper dollars.
Yeah, and
so a billionaire will, unless he's got gold, will be just as worthless as the poorest person ever when it comes to paper dollars.
Yeah.
So he'll figure that out real quick.
And I hope he does. And quite honestly, I have to reiterate, because someone's gonna bring it up later that, oh, you're just sitting there, you just don't want Trump to be president. Look, I made my decision. My decision didn't win. Whatever. I don't care. What I do care about is, I honestly want to see what happens when a businessman runs the country. Because I had another counterpoint a couple of weeks ago from another one of my friends, and I respect her very much. But she was like, well, business people came from England to escape the political and religious tyranny of that country to make what we have here today, and that's fine. But what does what happened back then work now? Is what I want to see.
And that's a bullshit argument to begin with. Because they left England as businessmen to come over here. You know what they did over here?
What?
They grew fucking corn. Business that had nothing to do with it's the it really doesn't come down to if you have business acumen, if you're good at social directing, if you're good at anything. Like, none of that, it doesn't really boil down to any of that in the long run of the presidency. Because you only control so much.
True.
Things that checks and balances. You have about as much control over the U.S. as the engineer working at Google who controls the Google search bars. You have no more control over the United States other than that guy. Basically what it boils down to is grit and determination, I guess. Like, because the people came over, they were determined to have this new nation. George Washington was determined to be free from Britain. Abraham Lincoln was determined to unite the Union, despite its big divide, basically. MLK and Kennedy were determined to have all races have equal footing in the same place. Like, it basically basically comes down to, this is my goal for change and for us to prosper, and this is how I'm gonna do it. Like, he may do 4 up and 4 down, be a lame duck president, have his one term, because people are gonna say he's the worst president, but they said that about Carter, they said that about Papa Bush, they said that about Baby Bush, they said that about Clinton, they said that about Obama. People are gonna say the president's gonna be the worst president ever. Basically, what it boils down to is what they actually accomplish and what they're trying to accomplish, and so he gets to that point where he's actually starting to accomplish something, like after the inauguration and all that. Then, like, not to say give him a chance, but that's when we can start judging his presidency. And yeah, he should own up to whatever. If he says something that offends a certain group of people, yes, own up to it, blah, blah, blah. Like, not saying he shouldn't, but basically, yeah, it's like, basically, can't determine if you're going to like the presidency now, because that's, well, A, not fair to you or them, because for all we know, Donald Trump's going to go in there like, all right, well, all trans people can pee wherever they want to pee now.
And that's true. And that's true.
But people get all worked up that he's gonna be the worst president ever. Like, he hasn't even started his presidency.
No, and no, I totally agree with that.
Right.
Like, I absolutely agree with that.
Right.
You know, for me, like, I can't talk about. Well, I could, but it wouldn't really work. I can talk about different, like, affairs, like international affairs, like immigration, where our troops are and all that stuff. I could talk about that, but that doesn't directly affect me. It affects a lot of people. I'm not saying it doesn't, but it doesn't personally affect me.
True.
You know, all I can talk about are stuff that I know has or will directly affect me.
That's fair.
You know, has or will directly affect normal people who live their day-to-day lives in, you know, average everyday society, you know?
Yeah.
Like, so, and it brings us to the question, you know, and I think I've been asked this a couple of times, like, what do you believe, what would you want out of a president, you know? What would you want to see out of, you know, lawmakers, the president, whoever? Me, I definitely do believe that there has to be an education reform. Like, there has to be.
Right.
I'm sorry, but the public school system, and I have said this 1,000 times, and I will not stop until I see.
Well, you're going on that rant
until I see legitimate change, and I do mean legitimate change. I don't like where we're going right now. Our public school system, and for anyone, and I'm adjusting the camera, so forgive me. The public school system, there we go, that's what it was, okay. Is, again, I've said this several times on the show. We need to fix our public school systems, period. I don't care what it has to take. The No Child Left Behind shit is bullshit. It was the stupidest thing ever created. And so, what I want to see, and I really need to see this happen. We need to stop focusing on standardized testing. Period. I know that sounds like a big to-do, but think about it. Teachers have their careers on the line because if they don't have a certain number of A's, a certain number of B's, a certain number of C's, D's, and F's in their curriculum, in their teaching class, then their ass is put on the burner. And I don't think that's fair. Period. So many children are going to private schools now, going to charter schools, all that stuff because of this. And I don't think that is fair. So my bottom line is this. We need that change to happen. And I'll tell you why. I was a victim of the public school system. That doesn't sound right. I was a product of the public school system. Why do you think it took me 11 years to get to where I am? Seriously? Seriously, it should have taken 5 at most, or 6. But it took 11, and that's fine. But I beat it. I beat the public school system that didn't give me much. But it shouldn't be like that. Like,
It'd be 11 years to graduate high school.
11 years to graduate college. I know, but the ramifications from public high schools go into college.
Sure.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you want people to be smarter at when they reach the real world, you have to address the elephant in the room, and quite frankly, that elephant is fucking public school education. Because, let's face it, not everyone can afford to send their children to private schools or Catholic schools or what have you. You know, they can't.
Right.
You know, and because of that, we need to really focus on the fact that, you know, if we're really going to sit there and tell our children, yeah, you're going to go to Bryan High School,
Right.
Consolidated, Brother, College Station High School, wherever. The goal in mind is to get them ready for college. Not only ready for college, but by the time they make it into college, they can either make it through very well, or at least know where they're going by the time they leave. Because teachers are so focused on the STAR test. They are. So I can tell you now, the problem is right there. You fix that problem, things will improve significantly. You know?
Right.
Because then teachers can actually focus on the subjects that they want to focus on. Because that's the point of them being there.
Okay.
A science teacher shouldn't have to focus on an exam. That doesn't mean shit when you make it to college.
Okay.
They should be focused on chemistry, the stuff that they want to teach.
Right.
so that if that student wants to be a chemist or whatever, they'll be like, man, I learned so much from high school. I can figure this out here in college. It's just like a review to me, you know.
See, here's where I think you start to sway up the path. Because whether you like to admit it or not, when you are not products of that STAR testing arena.
No, we're not. No, because I took the top tacks test.
Yeah.
I think you still,
TOS.
you took the TOS test.
Yeah.
But still.
But, hear me out.
Okay.
But here's the thing, like, they purposely made college to be harder than high school for a reason.
Well, yeah.
Right, because Dana is homeschooled. Like, she learned everything she knows from her mom. Her mom taught her, read the books, taught her blah, blah, blah. So her high school, she had a high school equivalent, basically a GED from homeschool. And she is just as equally ill-prepared. She was just as equally ill-prepared, but a little bit more so, she knew how to study at least. Which is, granted, that what the public system needs to correct is how they teach you how to study for a test.
Yeah.
Because that's what we currently don't have. But she was just as equally ill-prepared than somebody who graduated from Consol or the best universities in the nation. Like, because college is one of those life markers where nobody can prepare you for that. Like,
No,
it's
it's
not
true.
going to be just like a review.
No, I agree.
It's going to be hard, factual life. College is supposed to fill in the gaps that high school didn't teach you. Like, because I went to medial classes just like you did that way. And I learned that Ryan Hyatt forgot to teach me a couple subjects.
Yeah, and so I agree with that. I see where you're coming from with that. So what I'm saying is, so to bring that all together, the thing I want people to understand, and I don't want people to think I'm just sitting here like just bashing on public education because it's fun to do it. It's because there's an actual problem that needs to be fixed. So, and my thing is, I want to see it to where, do you think, let's put it like this, do you think that people would be more focused on those final exams that they're going to take at the end of the semester and be actually prepared to actually finish those final exams at the end of the semester if they're not worried about the STAR test, the TACS test, whatever?
Yeah.
Because the point that I was trying to grab at is that look at what students have to go through. Oh, let's take the STAR test out of the equation. They still have to worry about their final exams in all of their classes. They still have to worry about getting all their homework in for all of their classes. Students who are in band, who do sports and all that stuff, have to keep their grades at about a certain level to keep doing what they do. You know. And the thing is, they're passing, but they're not really learning anything because guess what we're working on? This one test that doesn't teach you anything here. By the time you walk across the university stage with a degree, it maybe you may learn some stuff in high school, but you're not going to learn as much because you have this one thing blocking your way. And so the point that I was trying to get at, and it wasn't as bad when I graduated in 05, when you graduated in 02, sorry. Like, it wasn't as bad when we walked in high school, but it's getting there. It is significantly getting there.
And that's because of the No Child Left Behind Act.
Yeah, exactly. You know, wasn't it under Bush or Obama?
Bush. Repurposed by Obama, same day.
Right.
But neither one of them killed it.
And so, what I want to get at, and it's one of my big things that I want to focus on. I can focus on a lot of things, and there are a lot of other things that I do want to focus on. But this is one of my biggest ones because this truly directly affected me as a person who had to try to learn to adapt to college life after high school. You know, high school was very structured. Like you're doing this, this, and this.
Right.
College was kind of like a have fun.
Well, that's where the discipline part of individuals come in.
And that's true. And discipline definitely does fall into a factor, but you can teach that discipline while you're still in grade school. You can. And I'm not saying that your teacher should be your parents, but as much as you can learn here while you're sitting in grade school, you can transfer all that to college. If that one test that you're focused on is out of the way, you can focus so much more on the stuff that you really need to focus on. And everyone's gonna need math. Everyone's gonna need English. You know, and they're gonna need to be able to read, write, speak well, all that stuff. No matter where you go. That's still a thing.
Sure.
That's a very big point there.
Fair enough.
You're gonna need that regardless of if you're in grade school, college, or out in the real world. But what I'm saying is, and this is this is where I believe is a real disadvantage. Think about it. If I'm taking this grade, did you take it in 10th grade? Like the last one you took was in the 10th grade, wasn't it?
Senior.
Senior? Okay. Because I took it in the 10th grade.
I took it every year in school, essentially.
But the last time you take a tacks test, or a toss test, or a STAR, whatever, and this isn't the only state that does it. I think there's like numerous other states that do this.
I think they all have some kind of standardized.
Exactly. And the thing is, why should this test right here determine whether or not you walk the stage and go into the next stage of your life when you already have 3 to 7 final exams you have to worry about every semester for 4 years? Why can't that determine whether or not you walk the stage, and this be that, leave this to where, turn this into something that says, this test will determine what colleges you could be qualified for. If nothing else, and I'm bringing this as a compromise. That's what the SAT is for. That's what the FIA is for. That's what the ACT is for. To get into graduate school, that's what the GRE is for. There are already tests there to determine what college you really should be able to go to. That when you leave high school, you can go to this college, this university, this school, and this school. There are already tests there for that. That are run through the Department of Education.
But here's where the problem lies with that, and I also have a compromise. But the problem that lies with that is that the universities are more considered businesses. Like, you can have a perfect SAT score, perfect ACT score, ace at the flying colors. If you are in the top 10% of your high school graduating class, for whatever reason, let's say you don't test well when it comes to final exams. No STAR, no tacks, no toss. You just don't test well for big final exams. everything else is good. So you're in the middle of the class. You're not, or you're 15th, not, you're in the 15%, not the 10. Right? They look for the 10%, but that's what they want because they want their GPA, their overall GPA to go up. Like, and they're unlike this public school, they can refuse you. They don't have to take you in because you passed the test. They can refuse you because you made an F in gym one time. And like so for that to be the case, like you would have to have a certain amount of public run or government run colleges, which is fine. Like that would be a great program that we would need anyways.
Yeah.
For the people who can't afford to go to college, they can, like, all right, we'll give you 2 more years, we'll take you to college free of charge or taxpayer fund money. Just like if you're going to high school, you have after you graduate high school, you have the option to just go to whatever college you want, to never go to college again, or you can take these 2 extra years of college. The government paid for it, and then you can use that GPA to transfer wherever, or you can determine if you like college or not, which is ultimately a good thing because some people get to college like myself and find out they really hate college, and then spend 5 years and a shit ton of money to realize I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
And some people are like, some people take breaks, come back, some people power through it like yourself, but yeah, but as like, and my compromise would be like kind of like what you're thinking, just like basically like China, not China or Japan does it. Like at the end of their, like in the middle, they have a couple chances, but they have a college entrance exam.
Yeah.
Basically, they have one big test, but they have a couple times, just like the task star or whatever, to do it, and they're basically ensured that they can go to college. But they don't have, but you don't necessarily have to take that. Granted, they also go to elementary school way before we do. Like we were all running around at 4 or 5 years old, and they're already in school.
Yeah.
Which is kind of how they get their structure. But yeah, basically just one big exam at the end, at some point in your high school career, you have books to study for, blah blah blah, that you have time to prep for. And yeah, that could basically be just your standardized No Child Left Behind test to make sure all the children are getting educated. You just have one big one at the end of their high school career to determine if they go to college. If they don't pass it, well, then you don't go to college.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with not going to college as a person who currently does not go to college. Yeah, and it's just kind of basically like, here's your, if you want to get to the next level, here it is. But basically, we can work it better not where it's like life or death. You have to pass this where you don't get your high school degree. Like the TIA, I guess, would be a good example. They have 3 levels. They have pass, well, they have fail, pass, and then college level pass.
Exactly.
So something like that.
And see, and that's why, as much as I hated it, I still like the idea of the THEA.
Right.
Because you've already taken care of your high school career.
Right.
You've already taken care of that. You've walked that stage. You have that diploma. It's sitting in your hands, and not a person alive can take it from you.
Right.
So at that point, if people want to, let's stick with Texas because that's where we live.
Right.
If Texas wants to determine if a person is ready to go to college, period,
Right.
then let's let the THEA determine that and not worry about this whole STAR testing system, which they, when they went to the online version, kind of sucked.
Fair enough.
You know, I think we reported about it a dozen times.
Right.
You know, let's remove this.
Right.
Let's remove this whole thing that's sitting right here
Right.
that's impeding kids from actually getting that true education that they need.
Right.
Let's face it, it doesn't matter if you're in public school, private school, or homeschool.
Right.
You still need that core education to build up the skills that you want to learn when you get out there.
True.
Whether it's you go to Blinn, A&M, or skip all that and go into the real world.
Right.
Whatever it is.
Right.
And so I think that the Thea should be that. I think it'll also be optional.
Right.
I think, like, let's put it like this. The Thea should be optional, but it should be the thing that determines whether or not you go into college.
Right.
Now, you could take the SAT or the ACT, but that still doesn't really help you much.
Right.
It shows what you are able to accomplish.
Right.
And some universities do look at those SAT, ACT scores, and that's fine.
Fair enough.
But something similar to the Thea
Mhm.
is that barrier between high school and college education.
Right.
No matter what university you go to,
Right.
period. So Blinn will let you in if you are at least pass.
Right.
A&M will let you in if you are college level pass and you do well in high school,
Right.
and or you do well on your SATs.
Fair enough.
We make a perfect compromise where everyone wins,
Right.
kids get the education that they rightfully deserve.
Right.
Colleges get exactly what they want, which is smart kids going into their school, going
Right.
into their colleges, getting that education.
Right.
Universities get what they want, is that people that are prepared and ready to walk into here,
Mhm.
knowing that in 4, 5, 6 years they're going to be walking out
Right.
with a degree, with a bachelor's degree in whatever.
Right.
Now, that doesn't mean you have to do it that way. There's trade schools
Right.
that focus on one thing or the other. That's Vista College, TSTC. I wasn't going to say Job Corps, but that's high school-ish.
Well, yeah. The Institute of Arts and
Yeah,
and all those and ITTs.
yeah, and things like that. So, with that said, if we can work on this,
Right.
if we can really work on this, I think that we can see a huge jump in how many kids get into college, get that degree.
Right.
Because let's face it, there are too many high school dropouts.
That's true.
There are too many of them. And you wonder why there's crime and all this stuff? Guess what directly affects that? Right there. They may not have the parenting, may or may not have the parenting. And that's another factor.
Right.
But that's, you can't really control that. You can't really control the education system to a point.
Right.
But until you get to that point,
Mm-hmm.
make it to where everything works together.
Right.
If you have that compromise, you put that compromise into place, I think that there can be a significant increase.
That's fair.
I think there can be. So I like, because I like what you were saying, like,
Right.
Have something, let's put the barrier
Right.
here instead of here.
True. Right.
But that is one of the big things I'm gonna really push for throughout the year. And especially push to here in Texas,
Right.
You know, if it gets to the federal level, so be it.
Oh, right, you're congressman.
Exactly. Um, so I think it's one of those things that I can really champion for because it directly affects tons of people.
True.
You know. And I'll talk about other things that I want championed here, like want to progress definitely throughout 2017.
Fair enough.
And it's gonna sound like I'm an activist or something, but it's more of I see a problem, it needs to be fixed.
Fair enough.
So I'm trying to bring that problem to light.
There you go.
That's how I see it. Call me an activist if you want to, but that's what I see. You know?
Right.
But so I do also think that Donald Trump's gonna have a lot of challenges when he gets inaugurated and everything like that. Now, again, I can't stress this enough because I know someone's gonna bring it up later on.
Right.
I don't want Donald Trump to fail. Hell, if he succeeds, then I would love to be the first person to shake his hand and say, you know what, sir, you're a fucking good president, and I was wrong, you know? But I want to see what happens.
Sure.
I honestly want to, I am really curious to see what he can accomplish.
And,
I'm really curious.
And like, if he fails at presidency, which would be hard enough a job as it is to do in the first place, it would be through a big stretch because Obama basically had a ticking time bomb of an economy handed to him on his first day of inauguration.
Yeah.
Because they're like, hey, here's Lehman Brothers failing, which is gonna ipso facto destroy the housing market and destroy the other banks.
Thus sending the stock markets going.
Yeah, because basically it's kind of like it's like if people shared air in a balloon. And you have the big people like NBC and CBS and GE and Viacom and what else? GM and all them. They of course had the biggest, and the banks all had the biggest amount of air in the balloon.
Mm-hmm.
But then the balloon is somewhat sturdy.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of the air that makes the balloon inflate are the little people who put money into it.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, all right, well, I'm going to put money into, I want to buy 5 shares of GM stock.
Right.
Because I work for GM, or I love Chevys, or whatever reason
Yeah.
for buying stocks in GM. So you put a little air into the balloon. So it gets bigger and it's floating up high and blah, blah, blah. See what the Lehman thing did is there's a little pin in the hole. Somebody poked the balloon ever so slightly with a pin, and so the Lehman air came out. A little bit deflated, it's still alright. It's still floating, but all the little people who put all their money in there basically just went, no, like, we don't like that hole. That hole scares us. We're leaving now. We're gonna take our air and we're just gonna go out the way we came. No harm, no foul, because that is the way how stocks work.
Mm-hmm.
And so now the big voluptuous balloon we had is now shrinking and shrinking back to where it's just the banks and GE and Viacom and GM and all the big companies. Well, that little pinhole sucked out another bank, because that pinhole is our housing market, and it sucked out another bank. And then when that bank tried to get back in, the pin struck again. The pin poked another hole, and so basically, except for letting the air out, it basically froze that balloon essentially in air. It couldn't inflate, couldn't deflate. Everything was stuck where it was. And that's basically what happened in 2008. A lot of people took their money, and a lot of people couldn't use their money.
Yeah.
So like all the credit card companies, GE, who make NBC and wind farms out in California, couldn't make a damn light bulb for a week or two in 2008 because all the money was frozen, and that's why all the stocks plummeted because people couldn't use money to make stocks go up or down.
Yeah.
It just went down. So there you go.
Quick tidbit. As if 2016 couldn't get enough of itself, William Christopher, MASH star, is dead at age 84.
Which one is he? Let's find out. Well, at least he waited. Or did he die?
He still died in 2016.
Right. William Christopher, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's radar.
Radar?
Yeah, he's the dorky. Oh, there's a picture of him. Yeah. He's the dorky. We can't really see it anyways. Yeah, he's the dorky guy. Oh, no, it's Hogan's Heroes. Never mind that. He was the father on MASH. That one I didn't remember the father. The father as in Padre, Catholic. Yeah. But he was also in Hogan Heroes, apparently. So basically he's a 60s sitcom staple. Or not sitcom, drama staple about the military. But yeah. That sucks. But at least it's over now.
Yeah.
You know what?
What?
Kurt Douglas is still alive. If you don't know who Kurt Douglas is, that's Michael Douglas, as in the old actor Michael Douglas, who's an Ant-Man. That's his dad, who's now 100.
Holy shit.
He turned 100 in December. I think a week before my birthday. Right. He was in the movie Spartacus, the original movie, not the crappy TV show. I can't really say crappy. I haven't really watched it. The not as dramatic or well put together TV show as the movie is. But yeah, Michael Douglas, the scientist in Ant-Man, who's already a 70-year-old man, almost 80. That's his dad. He is still alive and kicking at 100 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And he's had a stroke at least. I know he's at least had a stroke once in his life. Yeah.
But man, is he kicking.
Yep. And I think he's probably still. I think he may have finally retired from acting. Let's find out real fast. Yes.
Betty White is still alive, fuckers.
Yep.
2016 couldn't take Betty White, motherfuckers. So fuck you.
Kurt Douglas. Yeah, let's see.
So much hostility there. Don't you know there's no cursing on the internet, right?
There's always cursing everywhere.
This is a respectful show, no cursing on the internet, right?
Yeah, the last thing Kurt Douglas was in on as an actor was 2008. Let's see, producer. He hasn't done anything in a while. Director, I'd be surprised. Himself. Yeah, he's still on documentaries talking about stuff in 2014. I think he finally stopped going out and being on TV, mainly because, like I said earlier, he's 100 years old. Yeah, December 9th. December 9th, 1916, in Amsterdam, New York.
God damn.
Yeah. son Michael was born in 1944. You know, the year before the World War II ended. So yeah, if anything, yeah, a lot of celebrities died this year, but there is still Kirk Douglas, Betty White, hell, even Michael Douglas. They're all still there.
Dan Rather is still alive.
And he's still relatively young, so he's got some.
See, I couldn't relate to 96% of the deaths that happened throughout, I can now say last year.
Yeah. Well, a lot of them were 60s TV stars, like Jean-Jacques War, who was on Green Acres. You know what I mean? I don't know who that is, or if I ever see William Christopher. It's because I used to watch TV Land Nick at Night when I was a younger person.
TV Land.
So I've seen Green Acres and enjoyed it and blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's and of course there's Bowie and Prince, Granny Tate. Now my favorite artist, I'm not gonna go out and buy the greatest hits album, but they still had a far-reaching influence on music today. Like today the music died back in the 50s. Like essentially was the shortened version of the musical 2016, like for the 50s people. And you had people who are essentially, back then, rock and roll, not a big thing. Especially not you had Elvis, but that was basically it. But you didn't have people who were like, you had doo-wop, Elvis Presley, country. You didn't even have Willie Nelson yet, like, because he wasn't famous yet. Like, you just had, I guess, people like Kanye Twitty, like that kind of country.
Conway Twitty.
The glamour country, not the
Glamour country?
I guess, for lack of a better word, not the I'm mad at the world because people
Done fucked up.
or people disrespect me. They call me stupid because I'm from the country, or singing fables about the Old West and shit like that, like Billy the Kid and all that. Anyways, basically singing kind of love songs in a country twang slash.
Dingle.
Yeah. Kind of, I guess, like Dolly Parton is. Before Dolly Parton started like singing every song under the sun. Anyways, but yeah, like you get a lot of genres in the 50s.
True.
But then there were a ragtag trio. You had Richie Valens, who did La Bamba, which nobody in America listened to anything outside of English-speaking music until then, and that became a crossover hit from the mariachi Hispanic community into the white folks community. And then you had Big Bopper, which literally is a guy singing into a telephone, and basically that was his one big hit. And he probably would have had another one if he didn't die. And he had Buddy Holly, who's kind of integrated country, and Hank Williams Sr., like singing about, if you want a good example of what they had back then, is Hank Williams the first. Anyways, he had Buddy Holly, who kind of integrated Elvis and that kind of country style like Hank Williams together. Basically, it's called rockabilly. It's kind of that high energy but tame rock and roll. But basically, yeah, like these three guys, like who knows if they would have lived longer, where they would have gone. Like at least Prince and David Bowie actually they could see where their influence led to and all that. Hell, they'll still probably have influences years on now. But yeah. there's yeah, there's all you never really like when you lose people like David Bowie and Prince, and I got way off track. I'm sorry about that because I was trying to remember where I was going with that. But yeah, like you lose people like that who have a creative influence, and that's basically what music needs to stay alive. Granted, there are going to be decades of music, and I put this kind of, my parents told me, my parents never listened to any 80s music ever.
Never.
Never. You know, granted, they were taking care of 3 kids at the time, but they're like, we're taking care of 3 kids, and they didn't like the synthesizers and the rock and roll, kind of like the droning of like, say, Iran by Flock of Seagulls, or anything from the band Human League. Basically, not all sounds the same, but embodies that 80s style. That basically, they're like Madonna. Like they're like, we don't really need this, and we're all gonna have that decade where like, I really don't like music. I'm gonna come back when it gets good again. So, if you don't like the music, then wait a while. Music always has a cycle where it comes into, but yeah. But you want to keep people like who have influence, like David Bowie and Prince, around, because they're the ones who make artists go, well, if they can do it that way, I'm gonna experiment with my music, and that's so basically what it boils down to is, yeah, the people who like to experiment with their music have passed this year, and that's going to be a devastating blow to music, because you won't have people, because maybe record companies won't let you experiment unless you're really good at it, unless you're really good as an artist. Like, I'm pretty sure Adam Levine of Maroon 5 could probably experiment with his music, but he's not going to unless something crazy changes, because basically, if it ain't broke, why are you going to fix it? If he's making millions of dollars doing what Maroon 5 does best now, making catchy pop songs that nobody really understands. Hey, I like I had the Maroon 5's first album. I like that Maroon 5. I do not like Maroon 5 from that.
You don't like Maroon 5 now?
No. Like, I hate animals and I hate sugar. Sugar.
Okay.
Yes, please. Like, that is not Maroon 5 to me.
That's not your Maroon 5?
Yeah, well, it's not really mine, but like their first album, like, they were different. They were like, the song I love the best from them is not even a popular song on that album. Because, and it's like from a live performance too, so that's why. But yeah, it's just a nice little song about, hey, I'm leaving and I ain't coming back. Like, it's not, I'm gonna call you sugar and you're gonna be my boo and all that jazz. Like, because he found the formula that got him success, and then he just ran with it, and now he's on The Voice.
Really?
Yeah. But like the Beatles.
Do something shitty and can be on The Voice.
Yeah. Hell, the Beatles, like, they had several shitty albums. They broke up twice. Like, because they experiment, like,
Fuck me.
if you're somewhat familiar with the Beatles and what their big hits were, listen to the song, I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube, Revolver.
Revolver?
Yeah, Revolver by the Beatles. Or you can ask anybody, like you can ask Bob, you can ask about Revolver. Because that is their experimental album. Like, it is nothing like what the Beatles sound before, it is nothing like what the Beatles sound since. But sometimes you gotta have that experimental album.
True.
And they got a couple good hits out of that too. But it wasn't like their best. Like, hell, Metallica's done the same. I'm pretty sure. Well, Skillet.
Skrillex?
Skrillex. I don't know why I call him Skillix. Skrillex.
Sounds like it look. If you look at it,
Yeah.
like it kind of just looks like Skillet.
Yeah.
Oh, Skrillex. Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry,
Yeah.
sorry.
Even Skrillex. Like, and I'm not even a huge dubstep
The fuck are you guys talking about?
I think we lost Kevin.
he was playing a game not too long ago.
Was he?
I heard something in the background.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's why I muted the line because I said, crap. I just heard my game on the on the background. I was like, shit, I forgot.
Fair enough. But yeah, even Skrillex experimented because hell, you listen to Suicide Squad. He has a song on there with Rick Ross.
Mm.
Not the greatest song in the world.
You must know I'm playing Pokemon, by the way.
Nice. Yeah, not the greatest song in the world.
Yes, I'm a nerd. Yes, I'm a nerd. So shut up.
We all are.
Like that's nothing new here. Sorry.
Anyways, not the greatest, but if you listen to the beat, it sounds nothing like any Skrillex beat before.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least that I've heard in popular music trends. Yeah, that's me.
Yes, it is.
What
You're
is that?
making. Oh, it's the PlayStation messages.
Oh yeah, I'm on rest. Oh, that's it.
Yeah, I put mine on rest mode too.
But yeah, like, doesn't sound anything like him, but people love the beat of that song. They don't necessarily like the song. Well, the song is catchy. Like, it's not the world's most best message song ever.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Rick Ross song. You're getting what you're getting. But people love the beat off of that. And like he's experimenting and went well for him. He did something different. And now he's got a whole bunch of people giving him more money.
Yeah.
So it's just Like, so basically, I'll wrap it up nicely. Yeah. The celebrities we lost in 2016 this last year sucked. It was devastating, but
Yeah.
don't let that be the end of their legacy. Don't be afraid.
Carrying it on.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to experiment with whatever you're doing. That's what made Prince, David Bowie, Alan Rickman. Alan Rickman he always tried to do he did villains, good guys, bad guys, comedical characters, drama. Yeah. That kind of stuff, like, trying to think of any other redeaths. Oh, Princess Leia, of course. R2-D2 and Princess Leia, Carrie Fisher and King Baker. Carrie Fisher, she got her start as Princess Leia. She could have rode that onwards and upwards for the rest of her life. Didn't have to do shit. But she also did the movie Blues Brothers, which her character in that is a woman scorned who's hell bent on killing one of the Blues Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she doesn't play a nice girl, she plays a bitch. And then, the last thing I saw her in was the movie, other than Star Wars, I knew Force Awakens, and thank God that movie came out, because the last thing I would have saw Carrie Fisher in was Sorority Row, where she played the den mother, I guess, to these sorority girls in this horror slasher movie. And she let her character die in that movie. Like,
It would have sucked.
She didn't have all the greatest roles in the world, roles to play, but she did it. Yeah, and that's basically it. Don't be afraid to try something, to do something outside your box, because if it didn't well for you, it may not work out. Oh well.
Yeah.
You can always try again, and don't be afraid to take chances. 2017, take chance year. Year to taking chances.
I like that.
That's my motto. That's what I got to say.
2017. taking chances. So, we've talked about a lot here on this show. I honestly thought I kind of didn't really think of anything to talk about, but then we really talked about a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it worked out.
So, with that being said, and this is where I normally leave a message, so I'm going to do that because I feel like it. So I want people to understand that yes, 2016 was a very shitty year for some. Now, 2016 was also a great year for others. So we have to take the bad with the good. Whether it was a year, whether it was some point in our lives, whatever. So I want people to understand that what we do here, what I do here is not because I'm just doing this because I feel like it or because it's fun or whatever. I'm doing this because, I love doing it. It's what I do best. And I will tell you, I've had a lot of setbacks in my life. I've been through a lot of shit. But as you can see, I've persevered through all of it. One way or the other.
Right.
He's been through a lot of shit. And he's still pushing through today.
Yep. Keep on keeping on.
And take it from us. If you take it from no one else, take it from us. We have been through tons of shit in our lives, but we're pushing forward. We are. And this is where, and I wanted to take this time because I couldn't do it back then. I was going to leave it as a note on Tumblr, but I didn't think it was good enough. So I wanted to take this time, and I wanted to thank him, especially. And the reason I'm saying this, and the reason I'm saying this is because, I'm not going to sit here and say that my family wasn't involved, and they were. They definitely were. They were worried sick about how I was making it through everything.
Right.
And I definitely have them to thank as well. But it was thanks to him, especially, that I pushed forward. The reason I haven't gone to jail, punched somebody, or killed myself is because this guy made sure that wasn't going to happen. And I was gonna write a note about it on your birthday, but I didn't think that was gonna do it justice.
Fair enough.
I was gonna wait until I got somewhere where we could actually sit down and do this.
Right.
And I feel that this is the best of any other time.
There you go.
And so I want you to understand, and you don't have to take my word for it, but I want you to understand that if you help nobody else, you have helped me.
Good.
Period.
Cool.
I don't care how many other friends may or may not have accepted your help, but I certainly did.
Right.
Even though it didn't look like it,
Right.
and it may have not looked like it, I do. I accept it.
Right.
There are a few levels of why it was the way that it was. Is because one, let's be fair, I had no other male figure in my life
Fair enough.
at all. Period. And so I had to learn from the ground up, how to live as a responsible person, to where I wasn't completely a fucking train wreck.
Right.
And I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm perfect now,
Right.
but I'm sure as hell I'm a lot better place
Yep.
because of help, not just from my family, and they were a big help,
Right.
but from him as well.
Right.
And I have to say, you know, I don't regret ever having him around as a friend at all.
That's good.
I don't. And for anyone to say, well, he's this and that and this and that, oh well, you don't know what he's done for me, you know. And I don't want people to think that I'm gonna grow up to be famous and all this stuff and forget it,
Right.
because I'm not.
That's good.
Because let's face it, I wouldn't even be there
Right.
or have the inkling to be there if shit like this didn't happen.
Fair enough.
You know. So, and that's why I wanted to take this time to thank him for, because I didn't have any other time I really didn't remember any other time, but I think this was a more appropriate time than any.
Good enough.
And so, and that's where I leave this show on. I want y'all to understand, and take this from me who had to deal with it all. There are going to be tons and tons of people, institutions, what have you, that are going to tell you no.
Right.
Lots.
Oh yeah.
Don't listen to them, because they're not helping you. For that one or those few people or institutions or whatever that tell you yes, roll with it. Take it with you, because you never know when later on in the future it's going to pay off.
Right.
And I'm not saying this as, a religious figure or anything like that, none of that. I'm saying this as a person who has been through shit,
Mm-hmm.
who has gone through hell and back and doesn't have a burn on them, maybe some glass injuries, but the point remains. Take it from someone who has been through it all.
Right.
If you listen to that one person who will help you, if you actually let his or their words sink in, you'd be surprised how much you can accomplish.
Right. Very, very true.
I'm surprised how much I have accomplished, but I did it. And if I can do it, anyone can do it. Anyone. Period. So with that being said, that is our show for tonight. We'll be back next week for an all-new episode at noon. A standard waking hour. But until then, keep this all in mind.
I'm feeling that was jabbed at me for some
Huh?
reason. I was feeling that the standard waking up hour was aimed at me, wasn't it?
Yeah, kind of. Anyway, we will see y'all next week. But until then, good night
Floppy dicks.
from Brian.
Vagina.